The three of them, the girls I grew up with, all loved me. At least, until the life model showed up. As I was putting away my brushes, I told him to get dressed. Chloe suddenly frowned. Noah, don't treat him like he's not a person. I froze, not understanding what she meant. I glanced over and saw her staring at the model, Leo, with an unmistakable look of pity. I looked at the other two. You guys think so, too? They shifted, subtly creating a space between themselves and Chloe. Anything you paint looks amazing, Noah, Maya said. Even if you were painting a robot, it would be the most beautiful robot ever. Her words made Leo stiffen. The shirt in his hands was halfway on, and he paused, not knowing whether to continue or stop. He shot a helpless look at Chloe. Her own brow furrowed, and she turned to me with a sigh, a tone of compromise in her voice. Noah, I was the one who said it. There's no need to make it awkward for him. I didn't get it. Leo was the one who approached me. He said he'd rather I paint him alone than pose for a whole room of people. Besides, I let him keep his briefs on. I raised my eyes. Leo, are you the one who feels awkward about this? He looked flustered. Noah, I didn't. Chloe glanced back at him for just a second, but it was enough. Her eyes welled up, and she bit her lip as she looked down. Leo's voice was quiet, laced with a man's deep humiliation. I came here willingly. Silence fell over the studio. I packed up my paints. Since you're not willing, you don't have to come back. His head snapped up. Before he could say anything, I had already turned and walked out. I heard footsteps behind me. Usually, there were 3 sets. This time, there were 2. They sat across from me in the gazebo. A light breeze rustled the curtains. Olivia spoke softly. Don't be angry. We can find you another model, okay? I did see him talking to Chloe privately earlier. He seemed pretty pathetic, said he was having a hard time making ends meet. Chloe probably just felt sorry for him. Just then, one of the staff brought out 3 glasses of juice. I took a sip without a word. Hurried footsteps echoed on the wooden deck, and Chloe appeared. Without looking at anyone, she picked up my glass, drank half of it, and sat down beside me. Noah, what are you so mad about now? He's a high school senior, trying to work to support his family instead of studying for his SATs. I just feel bad for him, that's all. An image of Leo's dependent gaze on Chloe flashed in my mind. I pushed the juice glass back toward her. You have it. I'm not thirsty. Chloe looked at me, her tone softening. He was trying to say something earlier, but was afraid of making you uncomfortable. He's really short on cash. I told him he could come back tomorrow. She added, besides, you need a model anyway. My brow furrowed. Why should I have to pay for your sympathy? No one said a word. I was getting annoyed, so I decided to get away from them. As I was leaving the yard, Chloe called out from the gazebo, Noah, I'll pay for it. The 4 of us had grown up together, and my house had always been our default meeting spot. I actually prefer quiet when I paint, but after years of them hanging around, I'd gotten used to them watching me work. When Leo showed up again at our previously agreed upon time, he was already in the studio, chatting with my 3 friends. His fair face was lit up with an excited glow. The moment he saw me walk in, his smile vanished, and he stood up awkwardly. Noah, should I stand today? Why don't you sit? Your posture is good when you're sitting. The one who spoke wasn't me, it was Chloe. Leo glanced her way, a blush creeping up his cheeks. He then instinctively looked back at me, saying nothing. I snorted and picked up my pencil. If you don't mind, we're doing a full nude today. Behind me, Maya gasped, covering her eyes with her hands. Noah, are we really going that far today? Leo froze. Noah, do we have to? I didn't answer. He clenched his fists, the simple act of removing his shirt, something he'd done 100 times, now seeming incredibly difficult. I smirked. What's the problem? I thought you'd posed nude plenty of times at the academy. His eyes widened, his lips trembling as if I had deeply shamed him. Chloe couldn't hold back any longer and stood up. Noah, why are you singling him out? Models are people, too. A surge of anger shot through me. I threw my pencil down at her feet. Artists are worthy of respect. And as a life model, art students refer to you with respect. What kind of garbage are you all imagining? And you, I stared at Leo. If I remember correctly, the rate I paid you from the start was for a full nude. I'll let you keep your briefs on because there are girls here. Now that it's time to do your actual job, You're acting all shy. Did I give you too much? So you learn how to have your cake and eat it too. Leo's mouth hung open in shock. I scoffed. If you're not willing, then get out. Don't use my studio as a stage for your sob story. No. Chloe once again stepped in front of him. That's going too far. And you, I rubbed my forehead. You're paying, right? Then you can join him. I turned and walked out of the studio. Seriously, artists shouldn't lose their temper. It takes too much energy. My head was starting to hurt. Chloe and the other two followed me. Downstairs, Maya asked the housekeeper for some chamomile tea with honey. Why is Noah so angry? It's not that big of a deal. She nudged Olivia. You should say something to calm him down. Olivia was looking at her phone. What did Chloe just post on Facebook? Maya looked and gasped. What does she mean by this? Is she really going to ditch Noah for some model? Can't she see that guy is a total player? He's nothing like the sweet puppy dog type. My eyes fell on her phone. Chloe had posted, met a new friend. He's really sweet and kind. Can't wait to introduce him to everyone. She had attached a photo of Leo. He was sitting under a tree in a white shirt, showing half of his profile. He looked innocent and angelic. Olivia's eyes reflected my own expressionless face. Noah, don't be sad. Thinking about it, with my portfolio deadline coming up, it didn't really matter if I didn't have a life model anymore. I just hadn't expected all this drama right before the summer intensive. I had a lot of supplies to prepare before leaving. It wasn't until Maya sent me a message that I remembered their tennis match was the next day. I had promised a long time ago to go and cheer them on. When I got there, I was surprised to see Leo was also there. It's a private school. They don't usually let outsiders in unless they're invited by at least 2 members. My gaze swept across their faces. While I was still processing, Leo had already sat down next to me. Noah, we meet again. He smiled. Don't hate me. You know my family situation. The money I make from modeling isn't enough, so the people around me become useful idiots. I remained silent. He placed a bottle of water in front of me. I still have to say I'm sorry. I respected his honesty, but couldn't forgive his actions. There's no point in apologizing for something you did intentionally. On the court, the match was intense, but Chloe, the team captain, was missing shots left and right, constantly looking over in our direction. Suddenly, Leo fell to the ground. In the middle of the game, Chloe immediately dropped her racket and sprinted over. The match was forced to a halt. Every eye in the stadium was on us. Leo was helped up, not saying how he fell, just hissing in pain. Chloe glared at me. Was that really necessary? The stadium has security cameras. Leo was smart. He never once accused me of anything, but his knees were scraped and bleeding. It looked like a nasty fall. Olivia, instead of pointing fingers like Chloe, suggested taking him to the nurse's office first. They hurried off, leaving only Maya looking bewildered. Noah, did you push him? The view was partially blocked by the chairs in front, but you could basically see that Leo had fallen on his own. I copied the video. Explaining myself felt redundant, but I wasn't going to take the blame for something I didn't do, especially not to be used as someone's stepping stone. I sent the video to our 4-person group chat. It was quiet for a long time. An hour later, Chloe sent a voice message. Noah, stop being so paranoid. Leo never said you did it. I let out a breath. It suddenly clicked how biased she was toward him now, because that kind of unconditional defense used to be reserved for me. I really had pushed someone once. When we were very young, I was being a sore loser in a game. The other kid just muttered something, but when we started arguing, the 3 of them, without question, created a false story for me. Noah didn't push her. She fell on her own and is trying to blame someone else. What a cheater. Yeah, it wasn't Noah. I was so embarrassed, but they stuck to their story, explaining it to the adults. The truth never mattered. I lit a cigarette. Before I left, I blocked Chloe. Maya said, I think they just feel sorry for Leo. Seriously, you should have seen his mom in the hospital. She had all these tubes in her, but she was still thanking everyone for taking care of him. So you saw her? My tone was certain. You saw her in person? The color drained from Maya's face. She fumbled for an excuse and quickly left. My phone buzzed. A new notification in the small group chat. Maya had tagged everyone. Guys, what do I do? I think I slipped up in front of Noah. A second later, the message was retracted. I thought I was strong, but in that moment, my heart felt like it had been caught in a winter storm, a cold that chilled me to the bone. I left the group chat. Olivia had met me. Noah, did you misunderstand? Leo really doesn't have any bad intentions. He's just envious and wants to be part of our group, but he was afraid you wouldn't accept him. We were planning on easing you into it. I stared at the phone, but the words didn't change. After a long while, there was a knock on my door. Sir, it's time to go. The trees and buildings receded outside the car window. It was a long drive to the art intensive in another city. There were so many art school applicants this year. The venue was packed and sweltering. Maybe it was the unfamiliar environment, but I tossed and turned all night, unable to sleep. My Instagram feed was flooded with Leo. The four of them had gone to a movie, then to my favorite restaurant. Leo had taken a picture at every location and tagged it, standing in the middle of them. Coincidentally, his pose was very similar to the one in my own pinned post. I silently unpinned my post. The next second, a notification popped up. Someone had sent me a photo. It was a candid shot of my profile, taken here at the intensive. I replied. The person sent back a smiley face. Didn't expect to see you here. The chat history was blank. I had no idea who it was. I scrolled through their profile pictures, trying to place the face. There was a faint flicker of recognition. Are you the cheater? They sent a voice note. The voice was playful. Noah, I wasn't the one who cheated. You were. I remembered. We were playing a game in the neighborhood, and the two people chosen had to pretend to be a bride and groom. I was too shy back then and refused to play along. She walked over to me, and I shoved her into a sandpit. Her knees and palms were scraped and bleeding. I was terrified, but my three friends covered for me. That little girl was the real victim, yet she was the one who got called cheater for years. I felt a pang of embarrassment. That was a long time ago. I am sorry. A long time later, she replied with a lengthy message. I was so jealous of the four of you back then. I tried so hard to fit in, but I never could. I still remember Chloe slapping me. It really hurt. But whatever, it's in the past. I get why they didn't like me. She added a disappointed emoji. All I could reply was, it's nothing to be jealous of. In the crowded studio at the intensive, everyone was treated the same. We were all here to learn, and we all had to endure the heat. Easels were packed tightly together, people crammed side by side. I was starting to feel dizzy when someone held a small plastic fan in front of my face. In a place this crowded, nothing worked better than a simple fan. I stared for a moment. She winked at me. No cheating this time. It's for you. You don't have to give it back. Anna Sterling. The unfamiliar studio was hot and sticky, utterly miserable. In a moment like this, was there anything more pleasant than recognizing a childhood friend? She smiled at me, and the dimple on her cheek suddenly dazzled me. Noah, it's fate. I thought the intensive would be unbearable, but with Anna there, everything changed. On our outdoor painting trip, my 30-pound pack was manageable, but nobody find a long hike easy. To make things worse, it started to rain. Most people didn't have umbrellas and were scrambling for cover. The paints had been pre-mixed by the instructors. If they got wet and ran together, it would be more than just a financial loss. In the middle of the chaos, an umbrella appeared over my head. I turned around. Anna was holding it. Rain streamed down the edges, creating a blurry curtain that seemed to separate us from the outside world. Noah, the forecast said it was going to rain. Good thing I checked. She stuck her tongue out playfully. Even though she was clearly struggling with her own art pack, she still remembered to shield me from the rain. I bent down, unstrapped her pack, and slung it over my shoulder. Give it to me. It's too heavy. It'll be a problem if you fall behind when the group heads back. Anna blushed and held the umbrella, following my steps. I smiled. I never knew you were so thoughtful. They never gave me a chance to get close to you before. She looked down, her full lips pouting, a disappointment palpable. The words slipped out of my mouth. I don't want to be around them anymore. She turned her head, her watery eyes visibly brightening. Really? Coincidentally, at that very moment, the rain stopped. The 3-month intensive ended, followed immediately by portfolio reviews, interviews, and exams. When it was all over, Anna was already waiting at the door, pressing a bottle of water into my hand. Let's go home, Noah. I stared at her. A string inside me I didn't know was taut suddenly going slack. The car's AC was blasting. A jacket that smelled faintly of perfume was draped over me. Half asleep, a thought occurred to me. Didn't Anna's family move out of Pasadena years ago? The moment we were back on Pasadena soil, my phone buzzed with a message from Olivia. Noah, are you back? I think I just saw your family's car. I touched the screen, unsure how to reply. Of the three of them, Olivia was the only one I hadn't had a clear falling out with. But Maya's accidentally sent message had made it painfully clear. There was a group chat specifically for Leo, and Olivia was in it. I had to admit, I couldn't just let it go. Maybe because I didn't reply, she called me. Her voice was still gentle. Noah, are you back? How did the portfolio review go? Before I could answer, she continued. It's Leo's birthday tomorrow. Chloe is throwing a party. Noah, can you come? I didn't say anything. On the other end of the line, she sighed. Leo said there are some things he wants to explain to you in person. He never meant to push you out. Neither did we. We were all really sad when you left the group chat. We can't stay mad at each other forever. It's at the Vanguard tomorrow. We all really hope you'll be there. Tired of dealing with it, I gave a non-committal answer. We'll see. After hanging up, I saw Anna staring at me. I raised an eyebrow, and she suddenly broke into a smile, a single dimple appearing faintly. Noah, get some rest. Sleep well. I was woken up by Olivia's call the next morning, my voice laced with irritation. What is it? Noah, I'm coming to pick you up. When did I say I was going? Her tone cooled. Leo has been blaming himself, thinking you left the group and went away because of him. It doesn't have to be this dramatic. You know we've been friends since we were kids, but Noah, relationships have to be inclusive too. We all like Leo, and we hope you can try to get to know him. My eyes fell on the clock on my wall. The second hand ticked steadily. For some reason, my heart was surprisingly calm. After a pause, I said, fine, I'll go. Olivia was usually a woman of few words, but she kept repeating herself, trying to get me to accept Leo. If our parents had another child, we would have to accept them because they're part of the family. She didn't say it outright, but I understood what she meant. In the 3 months I was gone, Leo had become one of them. I told her, I used to think the four of us would be friends for life. Olivia froze and didn't say another word for the rest of the drive. Just before she pushed open the door to the private room, she suddenly grabbed my arm, a look of regret on her face. If you don't want to do this, we could just go back. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to answer. The door was pulled open from the inside. Leo's eyes lit up. Olivia, you really brought Noah. After 3 seconds of silence, I heard Olivia's barely audible reply. Yeah. Leo looked at me cautiously. Olivia didn't force you, did she? The three of them are really great. They don't care about my old job at the academy. They all wanted to come pick you up when they heard you were back, but I thought Olivia would be the safest bet. At least she wouldn't force you. Noah, I'm being sincere. Inside the room, Chloe and Maya were sitting close together, with an empty seat and place setting between them. It was obvious who that was for. I found a random spot near the door. I didn't expect Olivia to sit down next to me, her eyes downcast. No one spoke. The atmosphere was thick with an awkward silence. Leo waved over a waiter. Soon, all the glasses on the table were cleared away, leaving only 2. He eagerly poured fresh squeezed juice, handing one to me. Noah, I know you have this thing about sharing glasses with them. It's a little inconvenient, but since you're back, I'll definitely give them back to you. Leo didn't get to finish his sentence because I, with all sincerity, slowly poured the glass of juice over his head. Chloe shot up, quickly pulling him away. Noah, what are you doing? Are you trying to bully him to death? Even Maya jumped up, fumbling to open a sanitized wipe to clean the stains on his shirt. I let go of the glass, and it shattered on the floor. You just wanted me to play along with your little victim act, didn't you? Fine, I played my part. So tell me, what's your next move? Where are you planning to replace me next? Leo's face was pale. Noah, I really didn't. Chloe slammed the juice-soaked towel on the table. Noah, you've gone too far. Bang! The door to the room was kicked open. Anna stood there, her chest heaving, clearly having run all the way. Before I could react, her small frame was shielding me. Is this what you call friendship? At the same time, the three of them froze. Chloe and Maya looked at each other. What are you doing here? You could hear Anna's ragged breaths from across the room. Leo was stunned. Didn't Noah go for his portfolio review? He brought a girl back with him? Anna's gaze landed on his face. You didn't have to go anywhere to bring 3 girls back with you. Her words hit everyone in the room except me. But I liked it. I patted her shoulder reassuringly and stepped forward. I actually came today because I have something to say. Their eyes focused on me. I spoke word by word. You really don't have to hide your little group chat from me. You like Leo. I accept that. Maya's face lit up. See? I told you we didn't have to hide it from Noah. But I continued. Our friendship is over. From now on, you can be open about it. Maya's smile froze on her face. Chloe frowned. What do you mean? We're done. The words sounded childish, but the meaning was clear. I offered a polite smile. I have to protect myself. Nobody wants a ticking time bomb around, getting framed for things they didn't do. Leo's face went white. No, I didn't. I never said anything. Chloe's expression was ugly. All these years of friendship, and you're just going to throw it away? Before I could answer, I heard in a scoff. Funny, I've known Noah for a long time, too. She suddenly grabbed my hand. You're not happy here, are you? Let's go. Deliberately, she added, I'm different from other people. My feelings are exclusive. Always have been. As she pulled me out the door, a loud crash came from behind us like someone had thrown a glass, followed by a string of mumbled apologies. It's all my fault. I shouldn't have been jealous of Noah. As the elevator descended, the sound of frantic footsteps came from the stairwell. Olivia ran up to me. I'll drive you home. That's okay. I don't want to trouble you. I took a step back, creating distance. But Anna just squeezed my arm, smiling as she negotiated with me. Let's go. Let Olivia drive us both. I thought for a moment and changed my mind. With a polite, fake smile, I said, then I'll have to trouble you. Olivia's lips tightened as she stared at Anna. No one spoke, but you could feel the tension between the two women. After a long moment, Olivia gave me a hurt look. Let's go. I got in the back. Anna immediately sat down next to me. The car was silent, except for the sound of Olivia grinding her teeth. She reluctantly got into the front seat. You always used to sit with me, she said. I smiled. I'm not feeling well. Can't have the AC blowing on me. Olivia promptly turned off the air conditioning and opened all the windows. Her phone buzzed incessantly with notifications. She glanced at it, then looked at me in the rearview mirror. Noah, none of us ever wanted to make you unhappy. I didn't say anything, but Anna leaned her head on my shoulder. Noah, I just want to make you happy. Olivia's words died in her throat. Her usually rational eyes flashed with a rare spark of annoyance. She didn't say another word for the rest of the drive. Instead, Anna kept pointing things out to me. When you're painting a teacup, you can't just use green. Depending on the light, you have to mix in gray-green and ultramarine. At the end, she added, I hate people who play games. I'd heard a saying somewhere. You only hate the player because they're not playing for you. If you asked me if I hated manipulators, I'd say it depends. I had 3 months of schoolwork to catch up on after the intensive. As I was cramming, the classroom suddenly started whispering. I looked up. A new student was standing at the front of the room, confidently introducing herself. When she walked down from the podium, she smiled brightly at me. Noah Carte. Can I sit here? It was rare for someone to transfer in the middle of senior year. The fact that Anna knew my name right away had everyone speculating about our relationship. When I had a free moment, I asked her, didn't your family move out of Pasadena? She rested her chin in her hands, her eyes sparkling as she looked at me. We can always move back. You're here, Noah. I was thoughtful. She suddenly tapped my paper. This one's wrong. You can't have the same element in the set. You were careless. You know this stuff? I asked, surprised. The basics. Want me to tutor you? Anna's voice was soft. She leaned in, her hair brushing against my arm. Did you get it, Noah? The afternoon sun cast a soft shadow across her face through the window. I suddenly realized Anna wasn't that little kid anymore. She was growing up. The back door of the classroom was suddenly kicked open. A girl screamed. Chloe and Maya stormed in, grabbing Anna by the collar. You're a real piece of work, Anna. The next moment, they were pulling her hair. It was an ugly scene. I was stunned. Olivia walked in through the back door after them, her expression unreadable. They need to let off some steam. A sudden rage flared inside me. I ran over, put my arm around Anna, and pushed the other two away with my other hand. Maya's eyes widened. Noah, you're helping her instead of us? Anna, looking aggrieved, touched a non-existent wound on her face and hissed, Ow. I don't know where, but it hurts. Noah, am I going to have a scar? The scene felt vaguely familiar. Before I could place it, I saw Anna's tear-filled eyes, and my anger boiled over. I couldn't help but demand, You hurt me, and now you're hurting my friends. Do you guys think I have no temper? You want to fight? Fine. I'm calling the cops right now. Chloe stared at me in disbelief. Maya cried, Noah, we came to make up with you. Only Olivia remained calm. You need to think this through. We've known each other for over a decade. You can't just throw that away. I found it laughable. A decade of friendship? Weren't you the ones who threw it away first? In the end, I didn't call the police, and I hadn't really gotten hurt. In fact, the other two had more scratches. If we went through with it, it would just be ruled a mutual fight. With college applications just around the corner, I didn't need any more trouble. As I was putting antiseptic on Anna's scratches, I saw her dimple appear. What are you smiling about? She said, You have no idea how much I used to dream of this. She suddenly got serious. Noah, it was my fault. I thought the three of them really liked you, so I tried to join your group. When I couldn't, I gave up. I'm not leaving again. Something in her eyes seemed on the verge of spilling out. I looked away. You're so timid. I never thought you'd fight back. Anna looked a little sad. Yeah, they used to gang up on me and hit me when we were kids. After we moved, I took some self-defense classes, but I'm still not very good. I was a bit lost. They hit you. They wouldn't let me get near you. Not even once. I was silent for a long time, but she just smiled softly. It's okay. It's all in the past. The classroom air, thick with the smell of flamin' hot Cheetos, felt stuffy, and I felt like maybe Anna was right. That night, Olivia knocked on my door. When the housekeeper called me downstairs, she looked troubled. Noah, I don't know where you got the wrong idea. They might have been a little nicer to Leo, but their feelings for you have never changed. I caught the loophole in her words. They were nicer to Leo. What about you? She was silent. I smiled. Why aren't you answering me, Olivia? Her expression shifted slightly. That's just what Leo calls me. It has nothing to do with me. The housekeeper brought 2 glasses of water. Olivia's eyes fell on my glass. The liquid was a dark red, not the kind I usually drank. I explained with a smile. Anna knows I get headaches, so she made this for me. I didn't expect her to be so thoughtful. Olivia stared at me, stunned. Noah, are you blaming me for neglecting you before? Not really. I took a sip. Everyone has their own way of making friends. It's just that an artist will always understand another artist best. She was speechless. What else could she say? Smart people don't need things spelled out for them. It just makes everyone uncomfortable. A long time later, after the soup had gone cold, she gave a bitter smile. I get it. Sorry to bother you. Before she left, she looked at me with a complicated expression. Good night, Noah. The moment the door closed, I heard Maya's muffled voice from outside. Olivia, what are you doing here? Did you talk to Noah? Is he still mad? I heard some more indistinct chatter. Maya's voice was frustrated. Noah would never stay mad at me. I found it all tedious. I told the housekeeper that if any of them came again, not to open the door and not to bother telling me. It rained that night, a heavy downpour. The housekeeper said someone rang the doorbell for a long time, but she followed my instructions. I heard Chloe got sick, a high fever. Olivia asked if I would go see her. I texted back, buy some Tylenol. I'll pay for it. Olivia never replied. The day Chloe came back to school happened to be the day the CalArts acceptance letters were posted. Both Anna and I got in. She seemed to lose all composure, throwing her arms around me. We got in. We got in, Noah. We can be together now. Classmates came over to congratulate us. My gaze drifted across the crowd, and I thought I saw a familiar figure. I looked closer. Chloe was standing on the athletic field, her face still pale from her illness. She was too far away for me to see clearly, but I could see her mouth moving as if she were mouthing words to me. What she was saying was, suddenly, A basketball flew through the air and hit her hard on the side of the face. Chloe spun around and started yelling at someone. She was an adult now. Why was she still so impulsive? Coming back from the principal's office, I replayed it in my mind. Chloe must have been saying, "Congratulations." High school graduation came and went, and soon we would be leaving Pasadena. Anna took me out to the fields near Malibu Creek to paint. As I worked, I looked up at the sky. I had never realized how relaxing it could be to paint without being disturbed. It was wonderful. A gentle breeze blew. Someone handed me a drawing. It was a sketch of my profile. Anna's dimple appeared. "Noah, I'm sorry. I couldn't resist sketching you." She had drawn me beautifully. My profile was outlined by the light, the lines smooth and fluid, making me look incredibly soft. I smiled, a genuine smile. "Are you giving this to me?" She blushed slightly. The wheat-colored grass swayed in the wind, making a soft, rustling sound. In that moment, the world seemed to fall silent. Suddenly, an angry voice shattered the peace from not too far away. "Where's the family going to get the money for you to repeat a year? Didn't you say you could earn enough to pay for your mom's treatment? Where's the money now? She's not cured, and now you want money for school? Are you trying to ruin this family? I spit on you." The man sounded drunk, yelling furiously at his son. Anna stood up curiously to look, then quickly sat back down. I turned to her. "What's wrong? Don't you feel sorry for people like that?" After a pause, she packed up her art supplies. "With you here, Noah, I don't see anything else." The wind kept blowing. The Sterling family car drove further and further away. 3 girls stood silently, watching the boy who was being yelled at. Maya couldn't bear it. "We should help him. That money isn't a lot for us." Chloe had already turned away. "You help him if you want. Her illness was fake, and I'm sure this is fake too." Maya looked uncertainly at Olivia. She was staring at the departing car, lost in thought. "Olivia, Noah's gone," she said suddenly. "Don't you think it's all a little too convenient? Leo's family was poor, and he just happened to confide in Chloe. We just happened to see his mother in that tragic state. And now, Anna just happens to bring Noah to this exact spot to paint." Maya didn't understand her cryptic words. "What are you talking about?" Olivia didn't answer. She started walking after Chloe. Maya had no choice but to follow. "Hey, where are you guys going?" "To submit our college applications," Chloe said impatiently. "To Cal Arts. I'm not going to let that bitch Anna get the upper hand. I'm coming too." The two of them walked off quickly, leaving Olivia behind, looking thoughtful. "I don't believe in coincidences," she murmured to herself. "Noah, was it you?"